I was working through my lunch hour, again. I always seem to be eating at my desk these days, but the work needed to be done, and it appeared that I was the best person to do it. "We're popping down to Marco's Deli for a bite. You want anything?" My assistant Kyle hollered through the crack in my office door. "Did you send me that report?" I couldn't hide the frustration in my bark. "Yeah," Kyle called absently. "Get me a double espresso." I called out my order. I needed an extra boost to keep me focused and get me through the rest of the afternoon. "Okay, boss," Kyle replied in his lazy East London drawl. I took a deep breath to calm the bubbling anger in my chest, then saved and closed the project I'd been working on. I listened to Kyle's idle banter and the effervescent laughter from the production office girls as they left the building. Silence at last. Relieved to be alone, I sat back in my chair and exhaled the breath I'd been holding in. Things were not going well with Kyle. Not well at all. He'd only been my assistant for 6 weeks, and in those 6 weeks it felt like my workload had doubled, not eased, which was the point of having an assistant. I knew that the younger staff members had a more relaxed attitude to work, and admittedly I've always been highly motivated, but Kyle just was not pulling his weight. He clearly did not have the right attitude to work for Rope Trick Media. Kyle was a 21-year-old media studies graduate. I had no idea what that degree even meant these days. Were these kids just playing with their phones, watching TV all day, and then awarded a degree? Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Over these last 6 weeks, Kyle had proved to have a handle on the hyperbole that surrounded the media industry, and a very smart mouth. But no matter how impressed the board was with his resume, citing TV extra credits and that he'd completed an internship with the BBC, to my experienced eye, he didn't possess the basic skills for working in an office, let alone working at Rope Trick Media, where we focused on developing format ideas for TV shows. Sure, Kyle could use a computer for email and social media, but his basic grammar and spelling were poor, and his time management skills and work ethic non-existent. Yes, I know, Kyle interned at the Beeb, but Rope Trick were not in the same league. We didn't have the kind of budgets or facilities that a major broadcasting corporation offered. Workers in the production offices at the BBC could easily fall between the cracks and get away with talking bullshit about actioning deliverables and deep diving into going forward achievables, but in reality doing little actual work. I knew all about the culture of having meetings about planning other meetings. However, at Rope Trick we didn't have the time or money for that charade. We are in a fast-moving industry and in constant need of investment. Employees have to actively be working at 110% to be worthy of their wage. Kyle was so laid back about everything, the opposite of me, and when I gave him instructions, his usual, "Yeah, cool bro," response was really starting to get right on my tits. I was not his bro, and things certainly were not cool. I groped beneath my desk for my brown leather satchel and unpacked my lunch, a chicken Caesar wrap that I'd made the night before, and a pink lady apple. I bit into the apple and left it in my mouth as I typed hurriedly on my laptop, accessing my email to read through the list of possible funding sources for our next project that Kyle told me he'd just sent. I removed the apple from my mouth, not having taken a proper bite. There was no email from Kyle. I refreshed the page, but still, there was no email. "Damn it! Do I have to do everything my bloody self?" I roared to the empty office. I put the bitten but not consumed apple down on my desk and stood abruptly. Then I stomped out of my office and into the small anteroom Kyle used as his office. His desktop computer was still on and was logged into the office intranet, which was totally against company policy. We were all told again and again by IT that we must log out when we leave the building. I sat down at Kyle's desk, noticing a bag of gummy bears had been spilled over the tabletop, and there were 2 old Java Joe take-out coffee cups. I gritted my teeth. His desk was a fucking mess. Was he just drinking coffee and eating sweets all day? Because he sure as hell wasn't working. What if a client had come in for an impromptu chat? I decided there and then that I would have words with Kyle on his return. I shuffled the wheeled chair closer to the desk and clicked